So today we are going to tie a Talons hopper. So these are just Mustad 94840 size 14 dry fly hooks. Then this is Danaville's 6/0 Flymaster wax thread. So we are going to start our thread right behind the eyelet of your hook. Just make a even thread body all the way back to about the end of your hook, or about till bend in your hook, so the end of the shank. So we'll get there, we'll snip our tag end free, and then we're gonna grab the pheasant tail. So just about four or five fibers. So we'll take that and we'll just tie this on. And we'll leave about that much free. So finish tying that in. Snip your tag ends free. And then I'll use peacock colored or crystal black flash. This one's red. So there we are. We'll tie it in about the length of our pheasant tail, a little longer. We can always snag that or trim that up. And you can loop it like that because we are gonna, so we're just gonna tie it in on the back side, trim it, then fold this little loop over. So that gives us just like four strands or so. Just gives it a little flash on the top of the water. Take it in, trim it all up till about how long your pheasant tail is. Okay, so once we get there, you can use, I usually use 3 colors of foam. We're just gonna tie a tan one in. You can use actually 4 colors. Yellow, tan, black, and brown. So this is just tan foam. And we're gonna take about that much and trim about inch and a half, inch and a quarter, somewhere along there. It's about yay long. And I usually, this kind of just something I do. I just trim a little V at the end, makes it a little easier to tie in. So tie it in, and pretty much just cover that foam up. This is a great fly for dry dropper eggs, or hopper dropper eggs, or even just a dry fly as itself. So, okay, so we got that tied in, and then this is some MFC Arizona dubbing in a Canadian dark olive. I really like to use this. I tie a lot of flies with it. So once we get there, you can use any darker dubbing. I just take a small pinch. That's probably a little much. But I just make a dubbing loop Gives it just a nice little underbody. This is kind of like a hopper beetle pattern, so it'll make a pretty even dubbing body. You can kind of double over itself if you get too much. It just makes the body a little bigger, makes it look a little better. So once we get there, this is just a piece of Velcro. Since I don't have a dubbing brush, I just kind of brush it out, brush it down, make it look really buggy. I'm just making do with what I got. So once we get there, we can, this is another makeshift tool, just a toothbrush, just a cheap one. I usually brush it down so it's flatter on top and more on the bottom. Okay, so once we get there, hop over your phone to make the top side of your body just a little nice little top of the body. Okay, so we get there, and then what I usually do is even clip off all that scraggly, not all of it, just till about below your point of your hook, so it just makes it look a little more buggy like that. Just gives it some kind of legs or underbody material. So I usually make a decent sized little tie-in spot for our deer hair. So once we get there, we are gonna take our stacker and we are going to take just some deer body hair. Works pretty good. Then I take probably about that much. Gives it a nice little wing. So just pinch that and cut it. So then what I do is I just kind of pull some of the loose broken tips out, or what else, like some of the underbody material. Just cap that out. Make those tips nice and even. So those tips are pretty even. I'll pull out some of the hairs that the tips are broken off of. Just makes your fly look a lot better. And then I just trim about a 1/4 inch of it off or so. So then we have that. And then we come in, probably just sticking out about a little over the tail end of your foam body. And tie that in. So then you get there, and then I will trim all my tag ends and all that excess free. Really cleans up your fly. So we get there, and if there is any loose body hairs and whatnot, you can always just pull those out or trim them up. Okay, so we'll get there. Now we got our wing in. I usually take just a really small amount of dubbing. Make a smaller dubbing needle. Probably use some more of that dubbing. And then probably about that. This kind of just covers up all your thread wraps and makes it a little look a little more natural and holds your hair back a little, like that. So then you can brush it out at this point. You don't have to. I usually don't. I just kind of pop that over. So then with this extra foam, we are gonna pop this over like that, then make a little bulb head. So then we're gonna probably go tie that in pretty decently, and we're gonna get that done. So then we're gonna come in with our scissors, trim it about there. So leave 1/8 of an inch of foam or so. Keeps your wings, your deer hair wings down, and makes it look good. So then you can add more dubbing just to cover up your thread wraps here. And then you don't need a massive dubbing noodle, just really small and thin. Just covers up your wraps and whatnot. Then you can add super glue every now and then to keep your foam body from twisting. So then there we go. We're there. And then we are gonna come in with our whip finish tool. Give it a nice 4 to 5 turn whip finish, just to keep everything together. And then
imagine this, the best pasta sauce you've ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Corilla of Bronzo pasta.
Then voila, you have tied a Talons hopper / beetle pattern. Works really good for dry dropper rigs, trout, sunfish, small creeks, pretty much everything. It's a great pattern. Suggest tying it, or even if you can't tie, you can email me. Link for my email is in my description. Just hit me up and be like, hey, I want to buy some of your flies. Thanks for watching. Like and drop a subscribe, and thank you very much for watching this video.